Wolfgang Sporrer served as a political advisor to the EU delegation in Moscow. He is also an adjunct professor for conflict management at the Hertie School. It's a private university in Berlin. And he speaks to us live now from the German capital. Wolfgang, thanks for your time. President Putin says the war will end when the West stops helping Ukraine. He clearly knows that's not going to happen.
Well, what President Putin says is that he would like the war to stop by Ukraine having to give up. And if the West, in the current situation, would stop supplying weapons to Ukraine, that war would indeed end very quickly with a Russian victory. However, also the West knows that and is therefore very unlikely to actually conform to that scenario. So Putin may or may not know that, but he says if the West stops delivering weapons, if the West stops supporting Ukraine with macroeconomic aid, which is as important, if not more important than the weapons, then the war would end on Russia's terms.
And Wolfgang, talking of the delivery of weapons, we've now seen Belarus take delivery of Russian tactical nuclear weapons. What's your reading of the significance of this?
Well, the significance of this depends very much who has the operational control over these atomic weapons. I may remind you that also other countries have nuclear weapons stationed outside of their territory, but they retain operational control of these. They retain operational control of these weapons. So if Russia retains operational control, it's not a big game changer. If somehow this operational control shifts to somebody like the Lukashenko regime, that is indeed a very threatening scenario. And I may remind you that we have heard quite differing statements of that from the Russian side and from the side of President Lukashenko.
Wolfgang, Putin spent time yesterday briefing war bloggers in Russia, and he made some big claims about Russian success. Do you feel, with all the reports of Ukraine regaining territory, this is a ploy to spin headlines perhaps in Moscow's favor?
Well, whenever we're talking or listening, rather, about the Ukrainian counteroffensive in the south and the east of Ukraine, we must be aware that any information that is deliberately made public by the sides, be it Russia, be it Ukraine, is necessarily an information operation. So I believe that many claims that are made by the Ukrainian side are not very credible, and so are claims made by the Russian side, and they're in particular from President Putin towards war bloggers. It is notoriously difficult to ascertain independent truths in wars, and in this war, with thousands and thousands of internet and social media propagandists in different colors out there, it's particularly difficult.
Wolfgang Sporrer, thanks for your insight.
Thank you.